Hello, everybody, and welcome to Disney Madness. We are the happiest hour on Earth, and yes, we know we're extremely late to the March Madness craze.
But the finals are this weekend, so we still wanted to get in on the action, but we don't have any idea what's going on with March Madness. So
no idea.
We're doing our own take on it with Disney version.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's get this thing going.
All right, so yeah, just like Emily said, we have no idea what's going on in March Madness, but we do know Disney rides extremely well. So we are doing a this or that version, bracket style, of a couple of Disney rides. And this is going to be really tough.
Intense.
This is going to be really intense. And so as we were prepping the snacks and the food, we were like, okay, since this is going to be an intense episode, we need to go all out. And so what's better to heal your stress than a Disneyland churro? So we decided to bring those out here for this week. And then also, drink of choice had to be tequila based. So we went for this. If you have drunk around the world at Epcot, you might have seen these before. Yes, these are the avocado margaritas from La Cava. We have a reel on our Instagram on how we made these. So much fun to make.
So fun.
And then
so delicious, by the way.
Do you want to explain these little guys here?
Yes. So here are our churros. This week we cheated a little bit.
We cheated just a slight bit.
Normally we'll be making them ourselves, but a friend of ours let us in on a little secret that you can buy Disneyland churros.
And so we were thinking, yes, we've made a lot of different things, but nothing we could make could beat the actual Disney churros.
A Disney churro.
So
we said this week we're going to cheat. We're just going to buy it and see if they are as good as how they taste in Disneyland.
Yeah, we did do a little bit of work. We put them in the oven.
We did.
And preheated and waited and took them out. So.
And by the way, while it was cooking in the oven, the smell of Disney just wafted through the air.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a good tip off that they're gonna taste pretty dang good.
If you guys are missing Disneyland churros, these are Io Pepe, and I believe the only place you could get them is actually at Smart and Final. I feel like I've never stepped into Smart and Final until this past weekend, but they have them there, 25 counts, so you have a good amount to get you through.
Shout out to our friend Lauren who let us in on the fact that we could do this. I had no clue. But now we know, and we're probably going to be buying churros all the time now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's going to be amazing. So let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I think churro first. But yeah, guys, the smell literally smelled like a Disneyland park while it was cooking. So do yourself a favor and pick these things up. Let's go. Cheers. They're exactly the same. Oh my gosh. That is... Oh my gosh.
I feel like I'm walking through the park right now.
This is the biggest Disney life hack. And you know what? If we made churros, that's a lot of work. And so this is a little extra tip for you guys that you could literally go down to the store, bring them back, and have them ready in a couple of minutes, and you have a taste of Disney in your own house.
They cook in like 4 minutes. Like, it's super fast, and then you just like sprinkle your cinnamon on.
This is incredible,
so
guys.
Good.
Okay, are we going... I just want to eat the rest of these, but let's try our avocado margarita.
I guess we should try this concoction here. How do you do?
Let's try.
Cheers again.
Also, the redness on top is hibiscus salt, so that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, you nailed it.
Yeah, that is really good.
That was good.
So, there's like a whole half avocado in there. Melon liqueur, tequila, obviously, Contro, and a couple different things. So check out our reel. Super fun to make. Yeah, that is really good.
Probably my favorite drink in Epcot. I think I didn't try like every drink there, obviously, but of the ones that we tried that day, so good. And this is pretty much spot on.
And you know what? Like we've said in our past episodes, we always go left. So when we went to Epcot and drank around the world, we went left. First stop, avocado margs.
It
so
was
good
our
from La
first stop
Cava.
of the day.
Incredible.
That's right.
So good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
As you guys know, the 10 people who watch. As you guys know, as we enjoy this, we go over a little bit Disney news, and I just have to say, it's so crazy. Tomorrow, Disney's going to announce some other big news. I'm just sure because the first week after we filmed, they announced the actual date that Disneyland was going to open. And then last week, after we filmed, they announced this huge project that they're working on, which is called Disneyland Forward, I believe. And so
Super
what it
exciting.
is, super exciting. So it's a expansion plan. Most of it, I believe, sits behind Disneyland into downtown Disney near the hotels. And then on the backside, I think, of California Adventure. And so they aren't necessarily sure exactly what they want to do. They're just trying to get a proposal together to put towards the Anaheim City Council. And if they get it approved, then they're going to be able to work some things out. But I think they talked about taking some ideas that they're doing in other parks and bringing it here. So I don't know if that means rides necessarily, but they definitely want to do attractions. So blending, shopping experiences, food experiences, probably a lot of like in-depth, new things that we haven't seen before, maybe like VR type stuff. They're just kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff, bouncing around ideas. So that is really, really exciting. And not only that back area near downtown Disney, but they're also going to be taking the Toy Story parking lot and doing something there. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they're trying to do a small expansion there. So tomorrow we'll see what Disneyland has in store because they always wait until after we film. So we're always like a week late on news. But we'll talk about it next week because that's just how it goes. One other big news, shout out to our friend Phil. Apparently, and there's gonna be a lot of people on both sides of this. Apparently, Blue Bayou is going to start having alcohol with meals. And so they're going to just do a beer, wine, and then a hurricane cocktail, which is like a classic cocktail from New Orleans. So fits in with the vibe. I know Walt, never really wanted alcohol in the parks except for, Club 33. But now we have it at Oga's. So let us know your thoughts on that. I mean, obviously having a beer or wine in Blue Bayou sounds like a really good idea. Very enjoyable. But also I totally understand where people are coming from with the, Walt's vision of not having,
kind of veering off from that a little bit. But.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to hear people's thoughts in the next couple of days. But with that said, before we get started on this very tough task, you're gonna have another sip of this bad boy.
Me too, I guess.
So
got a lot of decisions ahead.
We do. So first one, easy in our minds. We're going two similar rides here, both Toy Story, and both shooter type games, right? Little arcade style. Astro Orbiters versus Midway Mania. What would you say?
Midway Mania.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say Midway Mania as well. I understand the appeal for Astro Orbiters because,
It's been there a while.
It's been there a while, but it's also a like a dark ride. Like there's actual physical props and Midway is screens, and I always prefer the physical props to the screens, but Midway Mania is so fun.
So fun. And I've always been terrible at Astro Blasters. I feel like I never, ever get a good score in that ride. Midway Mania, I can hold my own.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to me, personally. Mm-hmm. I just think it's so much more, like, interactive and, like, fun. I don't know.
I love feeling, like, they bring in that other sense, right?
Yeah.
When you're playing the game, you feel the wind come at you, and you feel different things like that. That's really fun, so...
And all the different things you're shooting at. It's not just like you're going through slowly and, hitting some targets. It's like, it's very, I don't know.
And the turns are super fast, which is always so fun in between games.
A little bit of adrenaline in
Midway
there.
Mania, we're going for you.
Yeah.
Let's...
Midway Mania wins
Boom.
this round.
Okay.
All right.
Next up. Yeah, you.
Second round, we've got Peter Pan versus Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
What are you going?
So...
This is kind of tough for me, actually.
So there's pros and cons to both, right?
Yeah.
Peter Pan, I think, is the best. I mean, being suspended and really feeling like you're flying over London and Neverland, nothing can beat it, right?
Nothing tops it.
But line incredibly long and ride incredibly short.
Yeah.
And with Alice, yeah, you don't get that suspension, but you get, especially the new remodeled or the renovated one at Disneyland, you get some fun spots, really visually exciting areas, and it's really long, but the line has been getting longer too. So
it is pretty long. I think that the line can be kind of equal on both, but with the length of the ride, Alice sometimes can feel like it's worth it more.
Yeah.
But one thing I have to shout out is Disney World's queue for Peter Pan makes it worth it, because we've only done that once. We've only been to Disney World once, but we of course waited in line for Peter Pan, and I was like amazed that they had such a fun queue, because the one at Disneyland is just literally back and forth all the way through the line, and it feels like it takes an entire day.
Yeah.
I swear, it's so long, but it really goes by quicker when there's like fun things to interact with. So that definitely
does that edge it over Alice, because I think it does for me. I think the fact that it's unlike any other dark ride, right, with that suspension, and when you get to see the volcano in Neverland, it does put it
flying over London
me.
With the stars. I love that scene. I don't know, great. Man. That's hard. What do you choose?
I'm going Peter Pan. I feel like I have to.
I think I have to go Peter Pan too.
Yeah. So Peter Pan moves on to the next round.
Favorite. Yeah.
And movie.
The movie is like my ultimate favorite Disney movie. So
good. So
gotta go with Peter.
Next up, we have two very similar rides as well: Star Tours versus Smugglers Run. And you know what? When we went on Smugglers Run, Emily couldn't ride because she was pregnant, but she did go on Rise of the Resistance, but she didn't go on Smugglers Run.
Yeah, funny backstory. I decided I was going to wait in line for Smugglers Run with our group, because I was like, well, at least I can just experience the queue and hang out with everyone until they get on the ride. And then at one point I was like, okay, I'm going to go wait for you guys at the end now. So the cast member kind of directed me where to go. I headed out, but then at some point took a wrong turn, and I ended up in the back I don't know where I ended up, but it was not the correct exit. It was like a back parking lot of the ride, and I was like, I'm not in the right place. So I turned around, and there was a break room, and they were like, oh, you need to go out that way. And
dude, talk about breaking that immersion. You're like, I'm in the Millennium Falcon. You open a door, someone's eating a sandwich.
Everyone's just hanging out. I was like, I need to get out of here right now.
That's so funny.
Anyways, moving on. That was interesting. But I did not get to ride Smugglers Run. So my pick is going to have to be Star Tours.
Yeah, and so the interesting thing about both these rides, I think as a ride, Star Tours is probably better in my opinion. In regards to immersion, I felt like I was actually in the Millennium Falcon. The queue is amazing. One of the coolest animatronics with Hondo Inaka telling you what you're gonna do, and actually sitting at the actual controls. You feel like you're in that Millennium Falcon, but the ride itself, I mean, if you do a bad job and you're not paying attention, it's just not as fun of an experience. But I think since we're stuck on this, and since you haven't been on Smugglers Run, I think we need to listen to the audience. I think we need to bust out the phone. We asked people on our story.
What did you choose?
A couple of these. And so I'm curious to see what everyone else goes, because I would probably say Smugglers, but you haven't been on it. So I think we need to get some audience participation. What do they say?
You chose Smugglers Run.
Smugglers Run. Yeah, okay. I understand where you guys are coming from, because that's what I was going to say too. So as a tiebreaker, we're going with you guys. You guys said Smugglers Run. Let's put it on to the next round. Okay.
All right. Now we have
hello.
Guardians versus Tower.
Am I gonna do mine first? So
I have to analyze.
Guardians is so much fun, and I'm so glad it's in California. And now that Tower is, as long as Tower stays Tower in Disney World, I'm fine with Guardians being in California because it is so much fun. If you guys haven't been on it, maybe some of the Disney World people who haven't made their way to California, the music is incredible. The pre-show is really, really fun. And also it starts you off with a launch up, which is really, really fun. But I am going to have to say classic Tower is better than Guardians, especially the Disney World one. The fact that you go out and then you do your drops and everything, so much fun. I already know your answer, but what are you gonna say?
Tower of Terror all the way. I'm sorry,
That's
I do
her
love
favorite.
Guardians of the Galaxy. That is a really fun ride. I'm glad I went on it, and I always will go on it when we're there. It's super fun, but I was pretty bitter when they took Tower of Terror away, so it took me some time to wait in line and go on Guardians, but really fun ride.
Yeah.
But I'm always going to be Tower of Terror.
I think that's the thing, is you were more so bitter than I was, but after you ride Guardians, you realize you can't really be mad.
It's fun.
But Tower does win.
But yes, very, very thankful that it's still in Disney World, because going there and getting to ride it again after having it taken away here was amazing, because the one there is the original, and it was a blast.
It was so fun.
It was like, I would say better than the California one, because it was like randomized, the drops were random, and there's the whole beginning sequence that we didn't have.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Super fun.
Either way, Tower wins in my book.
Yeah.
On this one.
All right, so next up we have Incredicoaster versus Rock and Roller Coaster. So we got another Disneyland Disney World matchup. What are you gonna say?
On this one, I think I'm gonna have to say Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. The music, like, blasting as you're on a roller coaster was awesome. It made the experience overall, like, super fun. And it's just an adrenaline rush with, like, there's, like, loops and corkscrews, and it's just really, really fun. I personally am not the biggest Incredicoaster fan. California Screamin' would have probably won over Rock and Roller Coaster if it was still there. But since Incredicoaster came in, I honestly don't really feel it a whole lot. I think it could be fun at night, which I haven't done yet. I've only ridden it during the day. But it kind of lacks something for me. It's not quite...
It does, and we love California Adventure so much, but and Pixar Pier as well. But there's something about, I don't know, if a daytime experience and a nighttime experience is that much different, and I heard it's amazing at night, but in the daytime you do see a lot of poles that are holding Jack up, and a lot of things that bring you out of the moment. So in that case, I am gonna have to go Rock and Roller Coaster as well. Let's put that on to the next round. So next up, this is pretty tough. This is
one.
Matterhorn versus Everest. Two roller coasters in the snow. What are your thoughts?
I'm torn on this one, personally. I had one answer in my head, and then I kind of switched it earlier today. I think I would have to go Matterhorn. I mean, Everest was really, really fun.
Really
only
good.
got to ride it
really
once.
Good ride.
Super fun roller coaster, and I almost chose that. But Matterhorn really is so nostalgic, and even though I always end up hurting after that one as well, because it just jerks you around like crazy, it's still so fun, and
Yeah.
you really do, like you mentioned earlier, feel like you're on a bobsled.
Yeah.
Like it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a classic. I think I have to go Matterhorn.
Yeah, and so at first as we were like pre-planning the first brackets, we don't know what the next brackets are going to be, but as we were like pre-planning these brackets, we were like at odds with this because I don't know. I mean, I feel like one time you were saying Everest and then I was saying Everest and we're back and forth. And even on our poll on our story, I think it's at like 50-50 right now.
Very split.
It's very, very close. And I understand it because Everest is an incredible ride. It goes backwards. It has like great, what is it at? Oh my gosh.
51 to 49.
51 Matterhorn, 49 to Everest. And Everest was winning for a bit and then it switched. But I think the thing that sets it aside is that Matterhorn was actually the first ever steel tubular roller coaster ever. And also Everest, even though it's an amazing ride, system, and it feels like you're in the Himalayas and it's so amazing. It feels like you're on a ride where Matterhorn, like on a roller coaster, but Matterhorn feels like you're like just on a random bobsled, I feel like it kind of makes you feel like that. And then also, if Everest was taken out, I'd be really sad, but if Matterhorn was taken out, that's like
it's like legendary. That can't go
scene, in Disneyland. So we're gonna have to put Matterhorn, even though it hurts our old backs. I mean, I think it started hurting my back when I was like 20. So,
yeah, and even after they like refurbished it and like made better bobsleds,
it's a lot smoother. And then I was like,
still hurts. Still hurts my back and my neck.
Hurts. Yeah,
constantly being whipped around.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So, but
still wins though.
You have a special place in our heart, even though you hurt us.
Yeah,
we're good. Okay,
all right, moving on. My turn. Yeah. Let's announce this. Next up, this is a Disney World matchup. We have Slinky Dog Dash, that's what it's called, right? Versus Mine Train.
Snow White's
Mine Train.
Snow White, Seven Dwarfs Mine. Something like that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tongue twister, but
Mine Train, as people call it.
Yeah. What are you going?
So, I loved Slinky Dog Dash. It's really fun. It does feel like you're just kind of on a little play set roller coaster.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. But due to Mine Train's indoor theming and the animatronics and all that stuff, even though it's a very short ride and the little rocking, I'm gonna have to go Mine Train.
I had not decided yet on this one.
Oh gosh.
I am a little bit torn because these both were also some favorites in Disney World for me.
Yeah, and we did not put this on our story, so we can't tie break. But we could call someone who's...
I don't even know who we...
Oh, Phil hasn't been on Slinky.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay, yeah, so we have to...
Okay, so we have to agree on this one, I guess.
Oh, man.
Well, yeah, they were both incredible rides. Slinky Dog was really, really fun. And, yeah, I just had a fun, like... It was like
cool, like kid.
Yeah, exactly. Like
young.
It wasn't scary. It wasn't a scary roller coaster. It's like you kind of get slung around a little bit, but there's no like loops or anything. So it's just kind of overall fun for anyone, I think. So I did really love Slinky Dog, but Mine Train is so fun. It reminds me of like a roller coaster mixed with a dark ride, kind of.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminded me of what I always thought that Snow White should be here, I guess. Like, when I wrote it there, it was like yeah, why isn't there something more, like, exciting and fun like this in California?
Although Snow White here is fun because it's super scary, Although they're making it less scary. They're making it less scary, which is...
taking out all
which is cool, but also... Yeah, not all the witch. She's still in it, but I used to love going on. Oh, that thing is scary.
Yeah, you would go by yourself just to get a little scare, right?
Oh yeah.
So nobody was around you to like hide on.
Oh yeah, that was totally like all the time I used to do that, and gave me nightmares. So,
Which is
so what are you going?
I guess I'm gonna have to go Mine Train.
Okay.
It's taking this round.
Okay, the last one for this round is one of my favorite rides ever.
Pretty easy
against
choice on this.
Its
Counterpart.
cousin, who isn't as cool. And if you... Okay.
I think anyone would agree on this.
I think anyone... Yeah, this will be quick. Indiana Jones. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Versus Dinosaur in Animal Kingdom. Now, I did have a lot of fun with Dinosaur.
Really fun.
Super scary, actually.
Same track. Like, literally the same ride aside from the theming.
Yeah.
Dinosaur was really fun.
It was.
And it was cool feeling like you're in, like,
so
prehistoric times or whatever. Yeah.
We literally have a picture
got
from
T-Rex.
Disney World. When the picture was taken, I think I was, like, in shock. Like, I was freaking out. And I think all of us were.
Sure.
Yeah, oh, it was so crazy.
Yeah. It was really fun. It was done well.
But I have to give it.
I mean, come on, Indiana Jones.
And one of the best queues, one of the best rides. Because if you haven't watched Imagineering Story, I love this part where they talk about how it's pretty much the Star Tours simulator on top of an actual track, and that put it into such like a clear explanation for me, because it literally is like that. It's going for like a regular dark ride, but then it has this simulator type bumpiness to it. And
so fun.
Indiana Jones, you are amazing. You're moving on to the next round. All right.
Of course you are.
So now we have
now we get to the really tough ones.
I mean, this first one isn't as tough. Do you want to let the audience know about this?
Yeah. All right, so first up we have Pirates versus Midway. I mean,
Midway's fun.
Midway's really fun. Obviously, beat out Astro Blasters, but Pirates.
And if you're wondering where these new rides are coming from, so we took the top tier rides and moved them already onto that second round, just so they didn't need to compete with the second tier, right? Not second tier. They're all amazing, but we took a couple of these, and they were gonna face the winners of the last one. So Pirates against Midway. We're going Pirates. Pirates, you're winning. So there we go.
Obviously, that's a classic.
Next up, we have Peter Pan versus Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
Okay. Peter Pan will always be my favorite movie. I love the ride, but Haunted Mansion.
Classic.
Gonna have to go Haunted Mansion on this one. So classic and such a staple in every trip.
Yeah, first Omnimover ride. And I feel like sometimes we'll go to the park and there's been a couple times where we haven't ridden Peter Pan and it breaks our hearts, but just that line. But with Haunted Mansion, it's always
worth the line.
Yeah, always worth the line. The queue outside, the walkthrough. Oh my gosh, and then the Omnimover system just gets people in and out really fast. Yeah. And it's just so thematic. So Haunted Mansion, you meet Peter Pan. Here we go. They're on the second round. So
all right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Rise versus Smugglers.
Rise of the Resistance. Yes. This is an easy one. I mean, you only rode Rise, but it's easy. Even though Smugglers Run makes you feel like you're in that Millennium Falcon, Rise of the Resistance is one of the best, I mean, literally top 2 new rides that just stands out among the others. It really makes you feel so immersed. There's like 3 pre-shows, which is incredible. You have the Ray talking, you have getting in that little ship,
so
then you
immersive.
Have the opening, and then Kylo talks to you,
and just the cast members really enhance the experience. They I only rode it once. Overall, like, got to ride the whole thing once because it broke down a few times when we were in line before, but every time the cast members made us feel like we were legitimately on the Millennium Falcon, or sorry, not the Millennium Falcon.
Well, just like a Star Destroyer. And, you remember how when Tower of Terror opened and all the cast was so good at keeping that straight face? and then they kind of like lost it over some time. Rise of the Resistance is the new Tower of Terror.
Yeah,
they're so amazing.
Good at getting you.
Props to you cast members. Yeah. So Rise of the Resistance.
We're both going Rise.
Ah, you're amazing.
As I haven't ridden Smugglers Run anyways.
So now, this is a very tough one.
Why are you doing this to me?
So Tower won against Guardians, but now it's up against one that we reserved for the second round, which is Flight of Passage.
I don't know how I'm gonna choose here, actually. Are you making me go first?
Well, I mean, if you want to go first.
Did you have an answer for this already?
Yes. Tower of Terror, you will always be one of my most fun rides. I have so much fun on you that I have so much fun on the ride. I was trying to say this on the that's not tequila. No, I'm kidding. I have so much fun on the ride. I know. Okay, we're gonna yes, Tower of Terror, you're so fun. But Flight of Passage does put rides at a whole new level. Flight of Passage, I talked about Rise of Resistance being like one of those top-notch new rides. Flight of Passage is just, I haven't felt more like I was a part of the story than Flight of Passage.
Yeah. I'm just trying to like analyze my experiences on both right now. Because I only we rode Flight twice, which was a miracle that it happened that way. We only thought we would get to ride it once because the line is just insane. And we only had a fast pass for one particular time. But by some miracle, we got to do it a second. Yeah. But that ride blew my mind. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever experienced anything like it. It was probably the most immersive thing I've ever been on before. The queue is amazing. Like, everything about it is incredible. Like, such an experience. Tower of Terror is my ultimate favorite. So, such a hard choice. Did you make your decision? Because I'm still trying to decide.
I'm going Flight.
You're going Flight?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I have to go Tower. I'm sorry. I think it's time for us to make
a lifeline call.
I think we're going to make a lifeline call now.
We're going to make a lifeline call and see what beats it out.
We're going to call someone to let us know what their take is on these two rides.
Yeah. All right. So since we're at this crossroads, we are going to call our friend Phil, who has been on both of these rides. And he's going to be the tiebreaker. We're calling in a lifeline here.
All
Call him up and then put him on speaker. We'll see what he says.
Let's see.
I'm going to be shocked if...
I don't know what he's going to say.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
Hello.
Phil, we have our first crossroads here. We need your help.
We have a big question for you.
Wait, dude, you sounded like a robot. I don't know what the heck that was. Okay, wait, now you sound good. Okay, you're good now. Wait, talk.
Hello. Can you hear me? How's
Wait,
everything?
oh shoot, it's the microphones.
Oh,
wait, talk one more time.
You just sound really cool. It's okay.
Okay, you're good now. I took you away from the microphone, so you're clear.
All right.
So we have our first
here.
crossroads. Tower of Terror versus Flight of Passage.
Oh my god.
I said Flight of Passage, and Emily said Tower. I didn't think she was gonna go Tower actually, but she.
It was a very, very tough decision, but.
See, this one's hard for me too. I mean, shoot, after reviewing especially the page, I was like, oh man, these are gonna be so difficult. I have to go with Flight of Passage.
Oh,
yeah.
It's just really.
I understand. I do get it.
I think Em understands too. Like, even though Tower is so fun and so immersive in its own right, Flight of Passage is a whole
the most
level.
immersive thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel you.
For sure,
dude.
it's gonna be Tower versus Guardians. I was
So Tower beat Guardians. Tower did beat Guardians, but Tower went on to round 2, which was up against Flight of Passage. So thank you for breaking our tie. Maybe we'll call you again if we have another tough Disney World one, but thank you for putting Flight of Passage to the next round, my brother.
Here we go.
Right.
Cool, dude. Thanks again for your help.
Bye.
All right, so Flight of Passage has made it on to round 3.
All right.
Another round 2-er, we have Thunder Mountain versus Rock and Roller Coaster. I think this is pretty easy.
This is pretty easy. Thunder Mountain.
Thunder Mountain, you're a classic.
So classic. Rock and Roller Coaster's fun, but nothing can top that wildest ride in the wilderness.
Yeah, wildest ride. You can't beat it.
It's such a fun one.
So amazing.
For all ages.
Yeah.
It's a classic. All right, so next we have Matterhorn versus Space Mountain.
Okay, the funny thing about this is Disney World Space Mountain feels like our Matterhorn.
Yeah.
It's a similar, it's not like
true.
it's like a single thing. Doesn't have like music or anything. A little bit jerky.
Could be improved, I
Could
must
hurt
say.
your back. Yeah. So if we're talking California, Disneyland Space Mountain here is one of the smoothest roller coasters I've ever been on. And yes, maybe it doesn't have that outdoor facade and like animatronics and all that stuff, but Space Mountain here, we have that loud music blasting that really puts you into that zone. So I have to go Space Mountain.
And I'm going to do the same because Space is one of my top 5 favorites, if not even more.
Space, you have moved on to round number 3.
Moving on. What do we have next?
All right, so next we have Radiator Springs Racers versus Mine Train. And yeah, what are your thoughts? I know my thoughts.
I know mine too, and I think we're probably going to agree on this.
Yeah.
Radiator Springs Racers, gotta win this one.
It has to win, yeah.
So fun. I love that ride. And I honestly wasn't the biggest Cars fan, like the movie, back in the day. I love it now, but back then it just wasn't a favorite.
Yeah.
But Radiator Springs and Radiator Springs Racers is so good. It was done so well, and that ride just has like all the elements a ride should have.
Yeah, so true. I mean, it has, like how we said when we were going Mine Train versus Slinky Dog Dash, Mine Train had some dark ride elements to it and also some fun elements. Radiator Springs takes that and has even more dark ride elements and more thrills. And Radiator Springs Racers is one of the best rides, I would say, at Disneyland Resort. So yeah, we're gonna have to go Radiator Springs Racers. That is an incredible ride.
Yeah.
Man.
Come on.
Man, hello.
Woo! Why are we doing this? This one may be another Crossroads.
Oh man.
Because I think I know what your answer is, and I think I know what my answer is.
Alrighty. You're asking this one, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Indiana Jones versus Splash Mountain, which I know will not even be there much longer, but it's still such a classic. What is your decision?
Okay, as Indiana Jones is one of my favorite rides in...
I think your ultimate favorite ride.
It's like my ultimate favorite. I'm going to have to go... I love Splash Mountain so much, but sometimes I don't really feel like getting wet. So I think I'm gonna go Indiana Jones here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Indiana Jones here.
Okay.
This might be another call.
I think it may be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, so hard because Indy really has, again, almost all of the elements a ride should have. But Splash, I don't know. It is just my heart.
Yeah.
I love Splash Mountain. And sometimes I don't feel like getting wet either, but sometimes that adds the thrill to it, I think. Because you're like, I'm there, I may not get soaked this time. Like, sometimes you don't. if you get the right spot in the log, but it's hard. Yeah, I think Splash might win for me this time.
I think we have to make another call.
I think we do too. Who are we calling this time?
I think we're gonna call. My lifeline will be Danica, my sister. We're gonna call her up, and I really don't know what she's gonna say. I have no idea.
I have a feeling I know what she's gonna say. We'll see.
Okay,
Let's find out.
Let's try. I'll hold it back here so it doesn't interfere.
Yeah, no more robots on our call.
Hello.
Hello, Danica.
Hello.
We are at a crossroads. We had a Disney World crossroads, and we called Phil. But now we're at a Disneyland crossroads, and we need your help.
I'm here to help. You guys know.
This is honestly a tough one.
I'm worried a little bit because I'm
You are an expert.
Go through my own bracket, figure it out. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
and
tough.
so
It's a tough one.
this isn't even like similar rides. This is on another bracket, so it's a winner from one and a winner from another. And we need your help with Indiana Jones versus Splash Mountain.
Oh my god!
I know. I voted Indiana Jones, even though I love Splash, and then M voted Splash. So
What do we do?
Okay. So this is a really tough one because I know Splash Mountain is like on its way out as it is originally.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, that's a classic. But I gotta say, if I had to pick one, I think I would have to side with Chris because I love Indiana Jones. Like, I have to do it every time. If I accidentally miss out on Splash Mountain or something, I'm like, I think I would be more sad if I missed Indy.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I feel it. Both are great, but
hard one. I think Indiana is just so like the scale of
yes,
animatronics in there, like how big they are.
It's true.
And
Yeah.
stuff is just like it's
can't be topped.
But totally, but I love Splash. Do nothing against Splash. Love it. Can't wait to see it as Princess and the Frog. Very
yes,
excited.
yeah, same here.
More importantly, I'm very excited you guys called me for my opinion. So thank
Yeah,
you.
hey,
Thanks for the help.
We have a couple more rounds, so maybe we'll need your help. But even if we don't, thank you for helping us in that tough
Thanks
decision.
for breaking this tie.
Of course, love you guys.
Thanks,
Love
Diego.
you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, so
All right.
we are on round 3, which is right around the end of it.
All right. So Indiana Jones has moved on.
Moved on to the next round. Yeah.
All right. So next.
Oh, yep.
Wait, sorry. Where are we?
We're right here.
Oh, come
Hello,
on.
hello.
What the?
This is a
They
very
just get
tough
harder
one.
and harder.
They do, yeah. I mean, it's
I
like
guess
the
that's
top
what it's
ones
supposed to
versus
be,
the top
yeah.
ones. Next up, we have Pirates of the Caribbean versus Haunted Mansion.
Come on.
Both in New Orleans Square. Both in one of my favorite lands.
Both classics.
Both classics, although Walt didn't see Haunted Mansion come to life.
Very true. Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean is probably my ultimate favorite Disneyland ride.
I thought you were going to say something.
No.
I was going to put that. Okay.
No. Pirates has to win for me.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because Haunted is also so good, but I don't know what could be Pirates for me.
Yeah, I would have to say the same. I mean, Pirates has a little bit of that thrill. It has a couple thrills, and it's a water ride
It's so
that has
great.
so many immersive elements. And Walt Disney, I mean, it's the pinnacle of immersion, especially
he was a
back
part
then.
of that. He got to help design it, and
it's awesome.
I love watching the part on the Imagineering story where they talk about that as well and have those Walt moments. It's so good. Pirates is a favorite.
Yeah,
Pirates
in Haunted
wins for
Mansion, you are such a huge favorite of ours as well. I mean, even like the pre-shows, like the pre-shows are amazing. The stretching room, then walking through the hallways and getting on the Omni Mover.
Yeah.
But Pirates, and you have that smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that smell. You're going on.
All right.
We have another one here that's
Another
pretty much
one.
the same as Pirates vs. Haunted, like that level of toughness, but in recent rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have Rise of the Resistance versus Flight of Passage.
Yep.
What are you going?
Okay.
I could go
I like
first.
Star Wars better than Avatar. Rise of the Resistance, if we're including... I've told people this too as well. If we're including experience as a whole, I would probably say Rise of the Resistance, because the pre-shows and getting to the Star Destroyer before you actually get in the ride, Rise of the Resistance does beat out Flight of Passage, but if we're talking ride itself, Flight of Passage is, I mean, one of the best rides. Like, I haven't felt that immersed in a ride in a very long time. And so I think I'm going to have to go Flight of Passage.
And I think I'm going to have to agree.
Yeah. There's something about it that is so amazing.
That ride blew my mind. Rise of the Resistance did as well. And just with how long the experience is,
Yes.
that's, that tips the scale a little bit, but I don't know. Flight of Passage, that ride was insane.
I was having so much fun on Rise, and I was getting so juiced during the entire experience. But Flight of Passage, I was literally like screaming.
Yeah, I was like giggling.
I was
and
like, this is crazy.
I felt like a kid. Like I didn't even know how to process it. It was so cool, and no other ride anywhere I think has that type of experience overall.
Yeah. So
Flight of Passage,
Rise, you are one of the best rides I've been on, but Flight of Passage does have to.
You're taking this round. Walt Disney World wins this one.
So next we have two classic roller coasters
Some mountains here.
Yeah, we got two classic mountains here. We got Thunder Mountain and Space Mountain.
That's tough.
Oh, what are you going for?
Another very, very tough decision here. Again, I thought I had my answer, and now I'm kind of rethinking. Do you know?
I think I know, yeah.
You go first, because I need to think a little bit longer.
So, Thunder Mountain is so much fun and has animatronics and all this stuff, but for some reason, Disneyland Space, when that ride ends, I am just smiling from ear to ear, and I have this, I can't even believe the experience I just had. You're going so fast in the dark, and yes, Thunder is, I guess, has more animatronics, and that has an edge to it, but Space Mountain just really does something for me.
Yeah.
That I think Thunder does, but not to the extent that Space does.
I think I feel the same. Yeah, I don't know. Thunder is definitely up there on the favorites, but Space, I think, takes it a little bit higher. It's such a thrill, and it just gets you in the zone. Like once you're in that line, inside, and you're waiting for your turn, it's like I'm in the zone.
You're
ready.
gonna have such a fun experience.
It's got to be Space. That was tough, but I love that ride. It's a favorite.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Next up.
Shoot.
We have. Is it my turn?
I think so.
Okay. We got Radiator Springs Racers versus Indiana Jones.
Like pretty much my favorite ride at California Adventure versus my favorite ride at Disneyland.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I think sometimes Radiator Springs Racers is more fun, and then sometimes I think Indiana Jones is more fun. But if we're going for whole experience wise, I think Indy will always have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And it has to beat out Radiator Springs, even though Radiator Springs is one of the most beautiful rides and most fun experiences ever.
Yeah.
There's just something about Indy that has to edge it out in my mind.
I think I have to agree with you, actually. Indy is such an experience. And yeah, Radiator Springs Racers, definitely up there on the favorites of the last, what is it? I don't even know when. 2012?
Yeah, I don't know. It was
within 10 years,
that, yeah.
But definitely a favorite within that time. But Indiana Jones just really can't be topped between those two.
True.
I think I gotta go Indy as well. So moving on.
One more round until we are at the
winner
matchup.
The ultimate winner. I think you're up for
tough.
announcing.
Okay, so we have
totally different experiences, but
one of the oldest rides that has been a staple in everything versus one of the newest rides that has been a staple, groundbreaking wise. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean versus Flight of Passage. And
oh my gosh. Why are these so hard?
I think I know I know what mine is because I'm thinking of this. Yes, sometimes I would rather ride Flight than Pirates. But if we're talking about would my experience feel less of a Disney trip if I didn't ride Pirates or if I didn't ride Flight, right?
That's,
like if I went to Disney and rode Flight of Passage, I would have so much fun. But if I didn't get to ride Pirates of the Caribbean, it wouldn't really feel like a Disney experience, right? Yeah. And if I went on Pirates but didn't ride Flight, I'd be sad that I missed out on such an amazing, fun ride, but I would feel complete. And Pirates is so quintessential Disney.
It's true.
That it can't really be topped in this case.
Once again, I agree with you.
Flight of Passage, you were awesome. And even your predecessor, not predecessor, but the one you just beat, Rise of the Resistance, incredible. You guys deserve all the praise. But Pirates you have to beat Flight. The last one before the finals.
All right. Oh, come on. We've got Space Mountain versus Indy. Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Another really tough matchup and something I've struggled with in my own mind.
Yeah. When we're making our decision in the morning of where to go, it's usually between these.
It's between these.
It's split. Are we going left or right? What do you choose? Usually what wins out when we're deciding.
Well, if we're gonna go left or right, I mean usually we get a faster one and then go to the other. But okay.
It was hard.
Space Mountain is so fun, and I think sometimes I feel like I like it more than Indy. Just because I think it's more fun as a ride than Indy. Right, you're going so fast. But I think as immersion wise, I'm gonna have to go Indy. But what do you think?
I think I'm actually going Indy on this as well.
Okay, yeah.
I was about to choose Space because I love that and I love the thrill of it.
Matchup, yeah.
But yeah, there's so much there's so many more elements to Indy than space, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the dark for so much of space, whereas Indiana Jones is so...
That's true.
Like, you see everything and it is, like, incredible.
It's not just, like, little animatronics. There's fire, there's the ball, there's the snake, there's so many elements that just really put it above.
Yeah. That's one of the hardest. But I guess I'm going to have to go Indy this time.
So,
that leads us
finale, the last round, the championship round. Say it. Do it.
Am I doing it?
Yeah.
All right. Pirates versus Indiana Jones. The final two.
Two of the most immersive rides that have been there for a while. Pirates, 60s or whatever. And Indy, I think either late 80s or 90s. So, I mean, but I think it comes down to, for me at least, what worked on Pirates. And even though Indy is my favorite ride, I would say as a whole, I have to go Pirates. I mean, Pirates just puts you in a whole nother level.
Yep.
Right when you drop down and you feel like you're in that zone.
You're a pirate. Yeah, you're a pirate. You are a pirate. Pirates.
Let's give it up for Pirates. You deserve winning in our Disney Madness. I think that's what we're just gonna call it.
Yeah.
Disney Madness Ride Edition. Props to you, Pirates.
Pirates takes it.
Oh my gosh. And we're probably gonna do another this or that down the line. But maybe we'll switch it up. Maybe we'll have a Disneyland versus Disney World exclusive. Maybe we'll talk lands versus another land. Maybe we'll talk queues. We're going to have some fun stuff. So, yeah, music. Oh, it's going to be great.
Got some fun stuff that we're talking about. It's in the works.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Find us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Find us on Instagram so you can join.
Help us out with even more decisions that are imminent.
Yeah, definitely. And anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of The Happiest Hour on Earth.
Thanks for listening. Next week.